Namaste. So, today we're going to talk about how pranayamas can enhance your yoga asanas. Now, let's start by remembering that we are in fact able to breathe. Take a breath in, fully exhale, come to this moment, here and now, and remembering that on the inhale, everything lifts. Your rib cage lifts, your chest region lifts, your belly lifts. We are going to take it as sort of a guidepost that on any kind of movement up, you inhale, on the movement down, you exhale. That's the simplest thing you can do. Sitting in Sukhasana, synchronize your breath with the motion, upward motion on the inhale, downward motion on the exhale. Do not manipulate the rate of your breathing in any way. Just synchronize the motion here with your natural rhythm of breath. Let's do it a couple more times. And come back to Sukhasana. Grab your knees. And we're going to explore further how we can synchronize our breathing with the upward downward motion. We are going to start sliding down onto our sacrum on the exhale and pulling up, making ourselves very straight on the inhale. And your natural breathing rhythm. Going down on the exhale, coming back up on the inhale. Couple more cycles here. And notice how breathing accentuates your movement, and your movement accentuates the breathing. Rocking on the waves of your breath. Like a boat on the ocean's waves. Come back up. And for a standard kundalini yoga spinal warm-up, you can use pranayamas to enhance the effect of those exercises. So, coming to our lumbar region, we're going to sit like a pirate with our elbows pointing to the sides, hands on the knees, fingers facing inward. We're going to do whooshing motions from side to side, making our body do a semicircle. And once you get into the groove of this, just give yourself some time. You can add breath of fire here. Breath of fire, as you remember, is a kind of a panting breath with your mouth closed. It's rather shallow. Let's see how this works. Close your eyes for full effect. Don't stop. Stop when you start feeling a certain kind of emptiness in your head as a precursor to dizziness. Don't make yourself dizzy. For starters, you do not want to overdo anything. I'm going to go back to breath of fire. Close your eyes for a full effect. And in a moment, we're going to turn our semicircles into full circles. I'm going to go left first. And I'm going to be taking breaks from my breath of fire if I need to. And when I need to. And notice here as well that your circles are becoming faster as you're breathing with the breath of fire. And that's a normal thing. That's the thing that we want to happen here. Because your body's motion wants to synchronize itself with the rhythm of your breath. At some point, we're going to stop rotating in this direction and go the other way, keeping with the breath of fire. And as you're breathing with a breath of fire and as your body is doing that motion, take breaks if you need to. Notice the state of your mind. Probably there is no room in your mind right now for anything except that motion, except that breath. And that's the effect we're going for. With any rotational movement in Kundalini, you don't want to stop abruptly, so I'm going to start making my circles smaller until I'm completely stationary here in the center. Take a breath. And we're going to move to the other regions of our spine, going from the bottom to the top. I'm going to get on my knees here. Sit in the rock pose. And once I'm all settled and comfy, I'm going to go on a camel ride. Hands on my knees. And I'm going to circle my stomach front to back and back to front. Again, accompanying that with the breath of fire. I'm going to be taking as many breaks as I need to. But again, I'm going to notice that there is no room in my mind for anything except that motion and that breath. And again, I'm not going to stop abruptly. Start making my circles smaller and smaller and smaller until I'm completely stationary. Take a breath in and keep moving up my spine. Swing my body forward here. Get on all fours. And do the cats and the cows. Here again, I'm going to aim at synchronizing my motion with my breath. Using that guiding principle, the downward motion is the exhale. That's your cat. The upward motion is the inhale. That's your cow. And here I'm going to enjoy the rhythm of that rocking motion, perfectly synchronized with the rhythm of my breath. My rhythm is probably going to become faster naturally, but that's okay. Couple more. And I'm going to swing my body back, go back to Sukhasana here, and keep working my spine. I'm going to open my arms very wide and do the chest fly. For the chest fly, I want to keep my arms open, want to keep my wrists loose. I want to open my chest. On the way back, I want to really hunch my shoulders on the way forward. And once I get into the rhythm here, I have a couple of options. I can synchronize that with the regular inhales and exhales. On the contracting movement, you're going to be exhaling. On the expanding movement, you're going to be inhaling. Just based on that basic guiding principle. Out, in, and out, and in. Out, and in. It's going to take you a moment to get into the groove here as well. Another option that you have here is to actually use Bastrika or the bellows breath. Same general principle, just super amplified inhales and exhales. Involve your stomach here. And do this. In. Couple more. And we're going to let it go. Shrug your shoulders if you need to. Circle your shoulders if that feels good. Take a couple of regular breaths. We're going to keep working that shoulder region because we're going to put our hands on our, what do you call them? Shoulders, on your shoulders, and start the circular motion. Your head goes in the direction of rotation. And again, once you get into the groove here, we're going to start doing Bastrika or bellows breath. Sharp inhales, sharp exhales. Close your eyes for the full effect. If you start getting dizzy, slow down or go back to the regular breath. But again, here, Bastrika is a controlled hyperventilation type of pranayama. So, what you want to do, you want to be very gentle with yourself. However, do a couple of rounds, like 10 seconds each. Take a break, breathe normally. Again, synchronizing your motion with the inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And then you can go back to Bastrika. And then back to out, in, out, in, out, in, out. And we're not gonna stop this motion abruptly either. Start making smaller motions. Come back to the center. Let our arms drop. Wiggle your fingers. Shake your wrists. Circle your wrists if that feels good. And now we're going to work your upper shoulder region again. You can do Bastrika here because the motions are super sweepy and large. Arms up, 45-degree angle, back straight, and cross, uncross, accompanied with Bastrika. If you start getting dizzy, just stop your Bastrika and do normal breathing. Do another round if it feels like doing another round. You don't have to, just watch what your body is telling you to do. And I'm gonna give it another round of Bastrika. And let it drop. Stay very still for a moment. Relax. Take a breath. Enjoy the stillness after all of that motion. And we have our neck region that we haven't touched yet. For the neck exercises, synchronization seems to be the best way to go. Start nodding with your exhales and coming up, looking up with your inhales. This is actually more challenging than it looks because as your head swings backwards, your inhale needs to overcome that tension in your neck. So don't go too far up too fast. Couple more. And we're going to give our neck some sideways motion, keeping your shoulders relaxed. Nod sideways. Touch your ear on your shoulders if you can, but it's not required by any means. Here, you can either synchronize your breath with the movement. Inhale on the way up, exhale on the way down again. Or if you're feeling adventurous, you can actually do breath of fire here. Because what breath of fire does, it gives a lot of fresh oxygen to your brain, which is in this case assisted by the motion of your neck. So you can do breath of fire as you're slowly nodding. Notice the delicious motion of your belly as you're doing breath of fire. That's your diaphragm pulsating. Let's give it a couple more, however you're breathing. And come back up. Take a full breath. Fully exhale. And this is how breathing can enhance your yoga asanas. The governing principle is that you want to have your breathing assist the motion of your body. And given how we know that on the breath in, everything expands, on the breath out, everything contracts, you want to accompany your inhale with any kind of upward motion or an opening motion, extension, and you want to accompany your exhale with a downward motion, a contracting motion, contraction. So, using those principles, you can use the techniques that send more oxygen to your brain just to enhance your workout and experience that certain sense of emptiness and completeness that manipulating your oxygen slash carbon dioxide ratio does to your brain. So, thank you for breathing with me. Until next time, namaste.